This is Bold TV.
All right. Hello. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, online audience. Welcome to another episode of Bold TV. Beautiful, outstanding ladies with disabilities, where we educate and teach and talk about issues related to disabilities. Today is another great episode, and this program comes to us live every Saturday by 10:30 a.m. powered by Bold Heart Initiative. So you can we solicit the support when it comes we solicit support on our YouTube channels, Facebook page by subscribing, like, comment, and share. Today we have an interesting topic that I would like us to discuss deeply. It's a unique one. But before we go down deeply, I would like the ladies in the house to introduce themselves. And we introduce ourselves by way of our names, location, what we do, and our type of disability. And I have a great guest in the house, but I'll start with myself first. I'm Osaki Teresa Georgie. I reside in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, work with Fair Care Foundation, a disability rights advocate. I'm a polio warrior. I love and I'm so glad to be here.
All right, good morning, people. It's another beautiful Saturday. My name is Afyong Etum. I'm a member of Bold Hearts Initiative. I reside in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. I'm a medical laboratory scientist and also a co-host on Bold TV.
Hi, everyone. Beautiful, beautiful morning to you and a happy new month. Welcome to a November to remember. My name is Freki Andrew Essien. I am a member of Bold Hearts Initiative. I'm based in Port Harcourt in Rivers State, and I use a wheelchair from spinal cord injury. I'm also the ED of Fair Care and a public health practitioner. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, viewers at home. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. My name is Sholomatola Elizabeth. I reside in Hede, Osun State. I'm a technologist at Chemistry Laboratory, Federal Polytechnic Hede, and I'm a person with albinism. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Elizabeth. Today our topic is on teachers with disabilities. I know our topic today is unique. Are you wondering, disability, do they teach? As in, the moment you see someone with disability, you don't have this notion as can the person produce something? And now you're hearing teachers with disabilities. That means we are really impactful, as in we are also contributors in society. I'm the co-host, but in a few seconds to me, I will be a discussant. So I dropped the note and I'll give it back to Afyong and Freki to continue so that we can wrap up today's discussion.
Welcome once again. Today we'll be talking about the teaching experiences of women with disabilities. Questions regarding this. So Osaki, I'll start with you. For you, what does the teaching experience encompass? When we say teaching experience, what does that mean for you? What does it encompass?
All right, thank you very much, Afyong. Okay, for me, teaching experience means a lot. I will say it's the combination of learning, develop skills to help us work in our current lifestyle, to help us have a structure and prepare us for teaching positions, teaching relevancy. That addition of exposure, learning, and also giving back to society what you've gotten to a younger person or to an audience or to a group of people. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. It encompasses the preparation, and I want to believe also the process, what you go through over the time in which you are engaged in the teaching profession. Elizabeth, you want to add to that?
There's not much difference. It's just the way we are going to present it. It's just the combination of skills, exposure, or training that one has acquired over time to enable one to perform better in an existing job, or to prepare one to perform the teaching position one is looking up to. So that's what teaching experience is all about. So it's the knowledge you acquire and you transfer to other people.
Okay, thank you very much. So teaching experience encompasses knowledge acquired and then the process of imparting that knowledge to those who need it. Frankie, over to you.
All right, thank you, Afyong. So we have met our teachers in the house. But in order to put it into context, because we know that when it comes to teaching, there is the space for formal and informal education. And if we look at it informally, then everybody is just a teacher. However, I know that the conversation is tailored towards the formal education space. So I would like our teachers in the house. I'm sure somebody is wondering, how is Osaki a teacher? So tell us a bit about or who you are as a teacher. So introduce yourself in that formal space. So what do you teach? And where did you teach? What class did you teach? The thing that made you to be called, as they will say in my place, math teacher. So go ahead, Osaki.
Formal education space I occupied, because currently I'm not doing that, but I did that some years back. So I taught in a secondary school, a boys' school, a seminary, where it's a formative stage where you train young boys to be priests. Eventually, if they want to, but if they don't want, you groom them to good men in society. So then I taught for 3 years and I did computer science and data processing. So I prepared these young for WAEC. So I make sure they know all about the practical aspects when it comes to the computer, and so that they can have good grades in their work and have the computer basic knowledge. So in society, they can be better persons, better fathers, better priests, and just in all, a good person in society.
All right. Thank you. So Osaki taught computer and data science at junior and secondary level focusing also on preparing the young persons for WAEC. And she taught for 3 years in a seminary. All right, Omotola, what space do you occupy in the formal education sector?
Thank you very much, my sister. I taught at primary level. At primary level, you have to teach all subjects. When it comes to primary school, you have to teach all subjects. Then at secondary level, senior secondary school, I taught biology as a subject then. But right now, I'm teaching chemistry. Chemistry, I am teaching in the lab where they transform the theory knowledge to practical aspects. So that's what I'm into right now. Thank you.
Okay, so you mentioned primary and you mentioned transition to secondary. So the chemistry, what level of education are you? Where are you teaching this currently?
Tertiary institution, the Federal Polytechnic. Both
okay.
ND and HM.
Okay, awesome. So I just wanted to clarify that. So Omotola has had experience with teaching in primary, secondary, and tertiary level. Awesome. All right, Afyong, over to you. They've shared with us where they have their or express their teaching experience. So I guess the next question automatically is the why, but go ahead.
Right now, I'm going to ask you about the challenges you have faced as a woman with disability in the education sector. So let's start with that. What motivated you to go into the teaching profession?
Okay, what motivated me was the impact. I think I enjoy this impact, like trying to develop somebody. I like the nurture of developing somebody, adding value to someone's life. So I was like, okay, I've now done that because during the NYSC, I didn't teach. So when in reality, I'm like, am I going to teach? Let me see how I can transform, how I can impact on someone's life. So that was what happened, because when I got the invite and everything, I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And it was a field that I already have ideas and experience. So it wasn't, I didn't struggle with it. That's okay. Let me see how I'm going to. But the scary part was that they were voice. So like, hey, can I really handle voice? So that voice part was the scary part. Like, how am I going to handle voice? Secondary school voice, you know? And when I got there, I think the boys were already trained, they already formed. So I was specialized more in the senior level, secondary level, senior secondary. So they didn't give me that much stress. So they already formed from just to just. So the senior level is that, okay, she's a teacher. Let's wait for her. Let's see. And the first time I got into the class was like, am I going to stand or sit? So there's a lot of thing in my mind. I had to like, okay, let's take one step at a time. So the first day I sat down, but the seat I used was a low seat. So I was seeing them, but not all. So I had to, the next day, I think when they were not around, I had a table that if I sit on the table, it will be easier for me to view them when they're sitting. And their tables were in between. So there's no way I can walk in their midst. And you know, teaching is good when you walk in the midst of people, so that they know that you're in front of, someone's in front of you, you concentrate. When someone just talking somewhere else, if you're at the back seat, I'm doing what you're doing. And so all of that was a challenge, because I won't be able to move up and down because of disability. So what I really do was I needed to get their attention. I needed to get their focus. I needed to know that, okay, I'm seeing you, I'm watching you. You can't do anything outside your desk. I need your eyes to be on me, you know. So that mobility part of you moving in between the tables was a challenge. And also some parenting. Yes, there's a time that a parent came and I was to, I think, whether I address the parents or do something. It was like, are you the teacher? You could see the shock in the parent's face. I said, yes, I'm the teacher. What can I help you? So I needed to express myself. And the way another student came and the student was so excited, like, Mom, that's my teacher. So you could see that because the child was like, wow, it was accepting. It was not like, no, it's not a new thing. This is one of my best teachers. So automatically the parent had to like calm down. Like, because it's still like, how is she teaching? How will she teach? So it was new and it was strange. Thank you.
Your motivation for teaching was, you know, the opportunity to impart knowledge and help to mold the minds of, you know, the future. And then, you know, the challenge, you mentioned 2 challenges: mobility, being able to move around, navigate the classroom itself, and also, you know, having to interact with parents and their, you know, reaction to you as a person with disability. Elizabeth, let's hear you. It must be something you enjoy doing for you to move from one level to another. So let's hear your motivation and then share 1 or 2 challenges you've had over that time.
To have a passion in that field of our education. I have that passion and I love children very well. So, and the best way for me to interact with them, to mingle with them, to connect with them, to be within them, to be among them. So it's passion. Then the challenges I face, that of primary school, you know, private school, you have to apply, interview has to be conducted. The first day I went for interview, I was interviewed and I did very well, both oral and a written aspect. But to my surprise, they wanted to deny me because of my disability. If not for a person, one of the teachers that convinced the proprietor that why this person has done excellently well, why will you not deny her because of her condition or because of her nature as a person with albinism? So that was when I was given the regretted of giving me the appointment. Later, the parents, 1 or 2 of the parents were complaining to the proprietor, do you think this person can handle this student? How can she see? How can she do this? Then the proprietor, there was a day, he just came to my class purposely because of me. From 8 a.m., we had break, he went back to his office. After break, he came back to my class. We did everything from morning to evening. So the man now went back to those parents to convince them that this person is doing well. So, and those students, those pupils, they enjoyed staying with me. Then for tertiary education, you know, normally as a teacher, when you are going to class, you have to prepare well. My own has to be extraordinary. It has to be extraordinary because I won't find it easy to reach out of the notebook. It's not that I can't reach, but it looks embarrassing. Bringing notebook closer to my side, reading out to the students, not primary and secondary school students. The tertiary, you know how our children lose like now. They will start mocking, they will start jesting, making jests. So I make sure I prepare very well. And there is another thing. If any one of them offended me, it's very difficult for me to identify him or her. So me too, I adopt a method. Any angle they are making noise, any angle they are doing something that is not palatable to me, I will just make sure I warn them before I punish them. I will not pick one or two of you out, but I will discipline you all. So that's the method I use. That's the method, because there's I identify the person, also my style. So that's the method I use in disciplining my students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. It's called adaptation. If you cannot beat them, just group them together. Well, you've said a lot. You've said about your motivation was your love for children, and then you've talked about your experiences from the primary to the tertiary level. Number one, we still see this issue of discrimination. A person without a disability, even if they are bad, they don't know how to do the job well, somehow they are generally accepted. But a person with disability, no matter how good you are, people will always look for an excuse to exclude you. So the issue of wanting to be exclusion, and then the issue also, like you mentioned, of the disadvantages that your disability brings. So you have to find ways to adapt. All right, Frankie, over to you. But before we go over, hand over to you, Frankie. So Tomisin just joined us. Tomisin, please introduce yourself. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Oluwatomisin Adef. I'm based in Abeokuta, Ogun State, but I'm currently in an outskirts of Lagos. I'm currently at an outskirts of Lagos. I'm a visually impaired person, a broadcast journalist, and a gender and disability rights advocate. Feels really good to be here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Tomisin. You're welcome. The teachers in the house, both former and current. The question I have is really simple, and Omotala had already begun to share some tips, because we do have a lot of teachers with disabilities. So I want you both to share 2 tips for our teachers with disabilities, and really anyone who has a disability who wants to participate in or join the teaching profession, because also we have a lot of persons with disabilities in the special education sector. So what are some tips that you would like to give to teachers with disabilities that can make their teaching experience better and more effective?
Thank you very much. The first thing is that one must have passion. I've made mention of that one before. There should be passion for whatever you are doing in life. Then secondly, you should create a positive learning environment for those students, a conducive environment, be friendly with them. Once you are not hostile with them, there is no how they will not relate with you. There's no how they will be free to mingle with you. So you should be friendly with them. There should be a friendly, positive learning environment. Then you should connect well with them. Then whenever we are going for classes, we should make sure we prepare well, we prepare ourselves well, make sure we manage our weekly schedule whenever we are going for class. As a teacher, there is a topic you have to handle within a week. Make sure you optimize that time. Don't use lesser than the time. Don't use more than that particular time. Thank you.
Wow, amazing, awesome tips. And you can hear that the tips are bordered around passion for why you are an educator, preparation. Don't go there unprepared. The children of these days, they will disgrace you. They will just embarrass you. When they ask you one question, you're like, they will just disgrace you. So the place of preparation. And then she talked about connecting. And you could hear, Saki's sharing, how she shared how on the first day, she found that she was, lower in her eye level with the students, and she was not able to see them. And then she had to adapt to ensure that she was on a raised table, so that she sat on the table because she uses crutches and can't sit for long. And she was able to connect with those even as far as the back, despite the mobility limitation. So I hear be creative in your classes. You can even hear it in Omotola's expression where she talked about the punishment mood, where it's now general punishment. So you want to beg the people in your corner to just behave themselves, or our teacher will punish all of us. So passion, preparedness, connect, and be creative.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, tips. One of them is explain the expectation, the procedure of how the class will be. and explain to them what you expect them to know, because they just feel that they want to just learn. But anyway, there should be a feedback. So try and get your feedbacks and let the child know that at the end of the day, these are the questions I'm going to ask you. So that the child take note of those keywords and those things that you want to deliver. So that at the end of the day, when you're asking your child the question, the child understands and give you what you taught them. Also, what I would say is that I think like what Omotola said, make them your friend. Have a good sense of humor. There should be this friendship that you have a listening ear. Because when I was teaching, I have students that tells me things that they don't even tell their parents. So we have great, but it's tomorrow they still call me and they tell me their whereabouts, what they want to do next in life, So I have this connection with them. I have this strong bond with them, and I have a listening ears. So do your onions well. Take your studies beforehand so that you can tackle all questions a child will go. And even when you have no idea of that answer, just tell me, I'll get back to you. So that when you get back to the child, you are prepared. Because some of them ask questions outside the scope. And they just feel because you're a teacher, you should know everything. So you might not really know everything, but you could just listen and say, okay, don't worry. So time, meet me, I will get back to you. So I know students believe teachers more than their parents. So be sincere in whatever you put down to the students' mind information. So let the information be very sincere and directive. That whatever you're telling this child should be the truth and what can guide this child out in the society. Thank you.
All right, Sasaki, thank you very much for sharing. So she has talked about the place of sincerity. You may be an educator, but you may not know everything. So it's okay to say, I will get back to you. And she talked about laying out your class, your class, when you go to interact with them, you let them know what are, like saying when you go to present something, you say, these are the objectives. So these are the expected learning points. And then at the end of the day, you want to hear back from them to know if they were able to learn a thing or two. So a teacher would be a terrible teacher if they just go to the class and they talk, and they say, bye, see you tomorrow. So it's important for you to say, oh, you're going to learn this. And then at the end of the day, find out what did you pick from our class. And finally, she said, try to be friendly. Don't have a hostile teaching environment so that the children can have an extra pair of ears, because in the space that an educator sits, an educator is also a counselor. An educator can be the only friend that child has. So get ready to fill those shoes. Thank you so much for great sharing. My mom was a teacher, so I know that teachers have a lot of value. So beyond the classroom, they say your reward is in heaven. So yeah.
Let you start coming now, I beg. We don't want to wait.
I didn't say anything, but I'm just saying, let passion be your lead. Any teacher, that's the tip I want to add. It's not money. They can never pay you enough. So let passion and the joy of transference of knowledge be your great motivator. Understanding that the years that you spend with those children are what we call memory blocks. They stay with them for the rest of their lives. All right, we're bringing this to a close. So let's give Tomisin an opportunity to ask our two teachers in the house one question, and then Afyon will wind down.
All right, thank you very much, Freki. Thank you for the opportunity. I went to the Polytechnic and 1 year of internship, I taught. Feels good to be learning from teachers here, especially trained ones at that. So I was saying that my mom is also a teacher, and it feels good to be hearing the experiences of trained teachers as well. However, I want to ask the two teachers in the house, what's your relationship like with other teachers, especially those without disabilities? How do you relate well with them? Because this is one of the challenges I found out during my 1 year of internship as a teacher. I noticed that they walk around you like eggshells. You are really lost in their midst. They don't know how to deal with you. They don't know what to say, what not to say, and all of that. So I just want to know, did you have similar experiences or other experiences dealing with fellow teachers in the school environment?
I think that's a great question. Okay, I had an experience. What happened was then, when I started teaching, I think the person that signed me up was a friend of mine, which he had known me for years. So, and he was like one of the main sayers in that school, like he has a voice. So when he signed me in, and the rector was like, "Are you sure she can do this?" Then he said, "Don't bother, just give her a try." So with him, it was easier at first. But other teachers that have not had persons with disability are around them. Though I was not the first person with a disability in that school. There was an art teacher that had, I think, amputee or something, but he was so good. So it was like, okay, let's watch. So other teachers were not even assessing. Maybe in my class now, they were just sneakily entered and sit at the back. But just stand at the back and hear what you're going to say, and hear how the way you're going to manage the classroom, how will the students keep calm and all the rest. So they'll just be monitoring one after the other with style. They'll come and they'll hear you small, but they'll sit down and watch. So that was not my issue, because it was not a problem to me. So I wanted them to really see, so that if they see for themselves, it's even easier to even be more convinced that, okay, I can really do the job. So I got to we became friends. They asked questions, they want to know more. And the students were even okay, but the adults are the inquisitive human beings. That was one of the most funny part. So I think we had a good time. And of course, all will not like you. That's the truth. Because there's not everybody that will like your style. Because at a certain point, I think I was like one of the favored ones. So I was almost every year I was having the best teacher or something, one of those awards. So like, how come only you? I said, I don't know, but I think I'm favored to have all of that. And I had a good composture. So when it comes to dealing with other teachers of my kind, it was easy. I could manage human beings. So I just give them an open check. Come and see for yourself. And I was open to it. If you think there's something you want to correct, say it, and I'll look into it. If something, I will make adjustment that will benefit the student, I will. But if it's not, I leave it and I do what I need to do.
Okay. Our guest, I'd like her to put in our own challenges with fellow teachers.
Yeah, thank you very much. There's not much, because my own challenge is all about my eye and my complexion. It's different from other disability clusters. So it all depends on the type of disability we have. So it's just the issue of this discrimination. It has been rampant. It has been my experience anywhere I find myself. But later they will adapt. But initially they will feel somehow, they will not relate with me, they will feel scared. I don't know. But later when we are like moving, they see when they come to my class, they see how I perform, they see how I interact with people. So they will later adapt. But at the end of everything, it will lead to enviness. And that is what I always experience, enviness. They will envy, despite my disability, they just have to envy. So, but to God be the glory for where we are today. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we thank God for that one. Sometimes they just have that, feeling that, oh, if someone with a disability is doing this, how much more me? I love the fact that you have not allowed that to deter you. You've kept going. I remember one of the amazing things I used to do that used to shock them is me writing on the board as a visually impaired person. They expect that I shouldn't be able to write on the board. And one way or the other, I did it. And so that was a shocker. After I've left the class, they will ask the children not to clean the board. They'll come themselves to read what I have written on the board to actually see if it was correct or not. I used to see all of those things, but then you pretend like you never saw it or you never heard anything. I'll now hand you over back to Afyong for signing out. Thank you once again.
So we've come to the end of this episode of Bold TV, and I want to say thank you to the ladies. Thank you to our guests, Elizabeth Omotola Osaki. Thank you for transitioning into a guest. Thank you to co-host, and thank you to our very, very important online audience. Comment and like. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need more people. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our posts. Go to Facebook, like our videos, comment on it. There's something in it for everyone. All right. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined us today. We appreciate your presence. And we ask that you will join us again next week, Saturday, same time, 10:30 a.m. And for us to bring your way another interesting and educative topic. So look forward to our next episode of Bold TV next week, Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Meanwhile, share, like, comment, subscribe. God bless you. Thank you, ladies. Let's unmute our mics and say bye-bye.
Oh, good night. Oh, go sorry.
Good night, today.
Bye, people. Thank you. Bye.
Ah, bye.
This is Bold TV.